Victoria Scholar in London. She's a market analyst at IG. Great to have you back with us, Victoria. Now, tech stocks really have boomed over the course of the pandemic, but now they're under quite a bit of pressure, especially Tesla right now. Why is the sector currently facing some headwinds?
Yeah, well, if we look at Tesla firstly, we're seeing losses extending today. It shed more than 8.5% yesterday. This was the biggest fall since September of 2020 when it closed down by more than 10%. This has partly been actually driven by this drop in Bitcoin. We know it's a very volatile asset that's been performing very well lately, but this week it's come under pressure. And we recently learned that Tesla bought $1.5 billion of the cryptocurrency. And one analyst, Dan Ives from Wedbush, has said that it expects that Bitcoin investments will actually overtake electric vehicles in terms of its revenue for Tesla. But aside from that, you mentioned the kind of sell-off that we're seeing in the tech sector more broadly. There is this talk about a sort of like reopening trade, a look towards more traditional businesses like airlines and other things that are going to do well as we come out of the pandemic. Because like you say, tech stocks were performing so well in 2020. Maybe it's time to look towards other companies instead.
Now, as I mentioned, commodities seem to be the big winner right now. We're seeing oil prices continue to rise. We're also seeing the price of copper surge above that $9,000 a tonne mark, which is the highest level in about a decade. Can you tell us more about why we're seeing this boom in commodities?
Yeah, I mean, it's so interesting to see so many commodities performing extremely well. Copper at the highest level since 2011, nickel back above 20,000 for the first time since 2014, iron ore at a 10-year high. Some analysts are now calling for a new commodity super cycle. And this, again, is about the reopening trade, an expectation in a surge in demand after that global economic slump that we've seen. And Goldman Sachs is forecasting a situation where demand outstrips supply. And there are lots of reasons behind it, not least demand from countries like China, which could push prices up possibly to record highs. But it's also about that treasury yield that you mentioned, the US 10-year treasury yield hitting a one-year high. And commodities can be used as a hedge against inflation. And also with the new administration in Washington that's sort of more focused on the climate and climate change, there could be more of a push towards electric vehicles. And commodities like copper are really important for that business.
Okay, Victoria Scholar from IG, a pleasure as always. Thank you for that.